Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Today is April, 4th month, April 10th, 2022. This will be Charm Chatter 295. And I want to welcome you into the studio. Yeah, I am set up at a little bit of a different angle today, just because I couldn't get the lighting to make it not look like I had a black eye over here. And I didn't want people commenting that, what did I do to my face? Nothing. I don't have a black eye. It's just bad lighting. So there you go. And I want to show you, I finished something, finally got this done. And then I have some yarn I'm going to show you from a small haul. So I finished it. Can you believe it? It's done. Oh, wait, let me get this part right. Where is my elephant one? There she is. There's the elephant. It's the only non-sea creature. So I love the elephant. And that one I designed on my own. This is the activity ball. And I honestly don't know who the actual author, creator, designer is. But Terry from Yarn Joy Podcast has a video tutorial on how to make the activity ball. And this octopus is one of the characters that are on her activity ball. But I made this for my great niece that, by the way, was born on the 6th, and she's adorable. I haven't met her in person yet. She's, as of today, still in the hospital. She's got a few issues, but she's going to be fine. And so I wanted to finish it so that when I do get to meet her, I wanted to be able to give it to her. And her bedroom is in baby sea creatures, so that's what I tried to create. And most of them, if I didn't do them by myself, just come with my own design. This one is from the original ball. Most of them are adapted from Carrie's Crochet. She has a bunch of like appliques. So the seahorse, the shark, I love this fish. This is one of my favorites right here. Wait, backwards. There we go. So bright and colorful, just a fish. And this one I did my own. This is a jellyfish. I guess I should have made him curly Q. I didn't think of it at the time. This one is a clamshell and seashell, and then a pearl inside. Then we have a turtle. Now, the baby's name is not Star, but I call her my little star. So I did make this as a peekaboo flap, but I put her nickname that I nicknamed her. And it's above the starfish. So even if the name Star doesn't stick, there's a star under the flap, so that's okay. And then we have a school of fish and a clownfish and a baby shark. Because there's that song, you know, do 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 do, and a whale, and I think I have them all. So that was a long process. I started it in the fall when I found out that they were expecting. I always wanted to have a baby to make one for, and so I started in the fall, and then I didn't work on it for a while. And then it got close to being time that she's going to be born, so I had to like work on it again. And I did this with this is yarn from Ice Yarn, and hold on, let me grab it. I bought the yarn from Gia the Yarn Nut. But it is ice yarns. So I bought several of this. This is the joining color. Because it's a thin yarn, don't mind the crinkle. This is, it says, I'm sure, Lorena Colorful. And this is what I was using to join with. And I didn't know how much I would need. And it's like a 2 weight, 1 to 2. I see how thin it is. But I think it's a 2 weight. It is 50 gram balls, 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. They're saying that it's a 3 weight. I'm saying no. So I had no idea how much I would need. And Gia had, she was running, and I don't know if she still is, to be honest. She was moving, and so everything was 25% off. And I think I bought what was left of this color. That way I knew I would have enough. I think I bought 5 skeins of it, 5 balls, donuts, whatever you want to call these little guys. And this is the first one, what's left of the first one. So I didn't need that much of it. What to do with the rest? I really and truly want to know, what do you think I can do with the rest of this yarn? So then, because I wanted to be able to have the, each, it's a 5-sided thing. I don't remember what you call a 5-sided thing, but each one is a different color, and there's 12 of them. I wanted them all to be different colors, and I wanted to have a big color variation for a baby. You know, lots of colors to see and entice their little brains. So I bought like one of every color, and I bought, because at first I wasn't planning on doing baby sea creatures. I was just going to do what was on the original ball, and I thought I would need a lot of black and white. So I bought, and browns for, like, I think there's teddy bears and, you know, things that you would need neutral shades for, and then black and white and gray. And so I bought a couple of the blacks and a couple of the whites in this yarn. This is a Lara. And this yarn is 50 cotton, 50 acrylic, and it also says it's a 3-weight. I think it's a 2-weight, but I would call it more of a 2-weight. But I could be totally wrong, and it could really be a 3-weight. But I have this entire bin because I didn't use up any of one color, and I literally bought every color that she had when they were on sale at 25% off per ball, and I think I got free shipping. But I, you know, if you buy from Ice, I would have had to buy like 8 or something of every single color. Well, I knew I didn't want that. But now I have this whole big bin. And I'll tell you, the Lorena, or Lara, this one, what was this one called again? This one again is called Lorena. I think this is thinner yarn than this one. This one might be more like a 3. This one is definitely more like a 2, but I would still consider them both to be 2s. But this one is thinner. And the colors are really gorgeous. It's darker than what I thought it was going to be from the picture. I thought the colors would be, like, overall lighter, but I wanted it to be darker for the join. You know, I didn't want to do white for the join because she's newborn, and when she starts playing with this, when she gets old enough, she's going to slobber and drool and throw up, and all that baby stuff is going to get all over, and the white would stain easier. So I wanted it to be more colorful and variegated to hide all the baby slobbers easier on the join. So, and I joined it with a single crochet join on the inside because I didn't necessarily want the ridge, but now I wish I would have joined on the outside. I think the ridge would be nice. I had not seen it made with the ridge on the outside. Terry whip stitched hers together, so it's got a smooth join like this. A mattress stitch, I think is what she called it. I only did that on the final side, which is, I don't know where. But the final join I did that way. Everything else I crocheted on the inside. And then I saw a photo of the original, and it's got a crochet on the outside edge. And after I had it done, I thought, oh, that would have been good because I like that additional texture. But this is what it turned out like, and I'm real happy with it. Now I'm going to tell you, if you make this, Terry does not tell you how to construct. She tells you stitches. You know, you can use the inside, you know, on the outside where the ridge shows. You could do like I did where the ridge doesn't show, or like she did with the whip stitch. You know, place the corners together. And then, but I'm going to tell you what, I put this together and it was not round. I don't know what the heck I did, how I did it wrong, but I had a heck of a time. So then I had to take it apart. And there's like I don't sew in, and there's no sewn in edges, or you don't have to weave in because they're all on the inside and you're not going to see the strings anyway. So there's a lot of strings, and then that variegated, you know, all the colors in this yarn, which is beautiful. We'll talk about that yarn in a minute. All the colors in it. I'll actually pull this one out to show you. Let me get this out of my way. All the colors in it really made it hard to determine where my knots were, which strings went with which strings. But I love how this is done. So you can see, let me put up something white so that I'm not in the background. Like as the colors come through, like they change subtly. See how that goes? So it's, I think, 3 or 4 strands of different colors, and then each color changes color. Each strand changes color as it goes. So it's really cool. I mean, it's really, really cool. I really like it. But if you go to, it's a little hard on your eyes to figure out where the stitches are because it's so busy. But the overall effect at the end is, you know, even on this, like color bursts here and there of different colors, I enjoy it. The yarn is soft, you know, very nice for a baby. You know, you can touch your face, and there's no animal fibers, there's no halo, there's no, you know, not really like, there's stuff coming off now, but it's because it's been with the fiberfill. There's fiberfill on some of these strands from when you pull the fiberfill apart. Anyway, so there's no halo, there's no fuzz, and I really like it. I think it would make a really nice summer garment because it's very wearable. It's not going to be real stretchy because it's got the cotton in there. So it won't be too heavy to wear in the summer. So summer clothing would be great, I think, in this yarn. Lorena comes in many different colors. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you about the yarn. And then this yarn, what the heck is the name of this one? Alera. By the way, I totally love this color. It's yellow of some kind. I don't know what the color number is. It is oh wait, I wrote the color name on it on my little paper. Oh, it's just called yellow. So this is just the one called yellow. It is also several strands woven together. It's a tighter weave. This one comes apart easier. Just as you're crocheting with it, if you try to frog it, it's going to come apart a little bit. This also extremely soft, very nice yarn. Babies could, you know, no problem making babies, no problem making summer garments. And because it's lightweight, it drapes nice. You know, the thinner the yarn, the easier, the better that it drapes, I feel like. So that's enough of the yarn. I will tell you, I have many, many skeins, untouched skeins of black and white and some browns, and lots of colors. What can I do with it? Please give me some hints, because I'm not making another one of these. I done this. I ain't doing this again. Not that it's not adorable. And you know, the putting it together part was the hardest part for me. And I crochet very tight, and because it's amigurumi, you want to be tight. So even though I used the size hooks that I was supposed to use, they pointed. A lot of, see how this was pointed up? This yarn does have some stretch to it. I mean, it's yarn. Um, and so I tried to like fill it out enough, and most of it you filled out enough that you don't have like much of a point anymore. But when I first started making them, I mean, they were like each little section was very pointy, and I ripped them out and did it again and tried, like, I had to concentrate on that tight, crocheting as tight, um, and there's a lot of counting involved, so it was a tedious project. You could make it with any yarns that you want, obviously, but I just felt that a non-halo-y cotton washable was going to be the best choice, and in a thin yarn. So lots of colors. I think it turned out really, really cute, and I do love all the colors, and I do love all the texture for a baby. So highly recommend as a overall product, but it's time consuming. I could not begin to tell you the amount of yarn that I actually used, because I used many different colors in many different, little bits. And this is the same yarn that I made my curtain, which you can't see even if I turn it. So I made this. I made my curtains out of this yarn. None of the variegated color is in my curtains, and I still have like practically untouched. I feel like some of them are practically untouched, and I did like so many colors in both projects. So there's just a little bit of yarn here, a little bit of yarn there. So that's the finished project, and I know I've been going on about it for a minute, but it was a great deal of work. I did start it, and then I took a break, and then I did it again. Started it in the fall, and I finished it on yesterday, 2 days ago, just recently. And then I want to show you, I did put up in my community tab, I stopped at Ollie's. I was with Rosalie from Yarn It Out. We had lunch together. She has moved to the area. She's about a half an hour away from me. And we kind of met up in her neck of the woods at a really nice shopping center that has a Michael's and an Ollie's and many, many stores, several restaurants. So we went to Ollie's together after we ate lunch. And she was really good and didn't buy anything. I sadly bought, and I put it up on my community tab. I did buy some Bernat Cozy Style, which is a 4-worsted acrylic. This color is Autumn Yellow, and it's like a mustard. It looks a little brighter than what it actually is. Let me see, because it's, it's a mustard. Does this change it any? I don't know if that gives you any better color or not, but it is a mustard color. This is, if you're unfamiliar, this is the first time I've ever bought this yarn. It is from Yarn Inspirations, and it is 100% acrylic, 16 ounces, 454 grams, 1,015 yards, 928 meters. And the Ollie's that I was at had 4 different colors of this. I bought all 4 colors. This is one of Chloe's favorite colors. It's one of my least favorite colors, but I bought it because it's one of Chloe's favorite colors. And she does like it when I make her stuff. So this is, and I don't have any yarn this color, but they were $4.99, which is a really, really good price for a pound of yarn. Particularly these days with yarn prices going up. So I bought this one, and I bought it in black, which is called, surprisingly, Black. And then I bought it too in this gray, which is called Soft Gray. And it is. It's a very nice soft gray. I bought 2 in that, and I bought 1 in red. Yes, Miss Trisha will love this. And this is called, there it is. It's called Red. So there you go. It is a very nice red. And I bought these because I'm going to do a tutorial. I've been asked for a written pattern or a tutorial on the campfire ruana that I made last year. I made 2 of these. So the prototype one I made for my husband first, and his I made out of, it's not DK Colors, it's that other one. The name escapes me, but I'll link it in the description box below. It is a Premier yarn in the cake. I don't think they make this colorway anymore, but it's navy, lime, and gray. So this is the colorway. I use 6 cakes of not TK Colors. Oh my goodness, it'll come to me. I don't have the yarn balls anymore. I made this last year, but I know that I had 6 of this, and I used all 6. And then I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough, and I didn't have enough. So I threw in some gray, which was probably a big ball of gray of some yarn, and I put some of that in the back to make it bigger. But this was like my prototype, and I put pockets in it, in both of ours. So this is his ruana. And the pockets, you can flip back and forth. I mean, one side's going to look inside out, but if you don't crochet, you won't know. And then a couple of weeks ago, or not a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of videos ago, I had my ruana, which I did with the Luck of the Draw 3. And so this is my ruana, and I used as Luck of the Draw is something from Nan's Next Knots, and this is her basic blanket pattern, stitch pattern. And she does, you use 9 colors of yarn. You have 1 is your base, which is the gray, and then you have 8 other colors, and you number them 1 through 8. And every Thursday she pulls a number out of an actual hat, a lucky charm, a hat like this. Her hat looks like this because it's Luck of the Draw, and she pulls out a number, and that's the number, that's the color you work with that associates with that number. So the first one I ever did, I had never heard of it before, and so the first one I ever did was Luck of the Draw 3. And my 8 different colors were based on a variegated yarn that I used as my border. So it's this, this is a Red Heart, and I think the colorway was called Princess, I think. I have more of that, but it's in the yarn room, and I didn't bring it up. But it has pinks and let's see, here's more of it, and orange and peach and white. And so that was my inspiration for my other 8 colors, or other 7 colors. So I had the variegated that I started with, and then I just went through my stash and picked out different pinks and orange combinations of solids. And so every week we get a different number, and that was the color that was used. And my inspirational color, which was the variegated, was only called 1 time out of the whole 20 weeks. It's a 20-week blanket. So this is big. It's like a blanket kind of size, but you wear it like a shawl. Wait, that's backwards. There we go. There's a lot of yarn in here. So you wear it over, and it stays on. So it's like wrapping a blanket around you that stays on. because, and I made, mine is big. It covers all the way from arm to arm, and I can wrap it up in the center, and I put these pockets in. So here you can see the colors in the variegated. The gray is not part of the variegated. It's just these colors right here. And these were all big balls of it's a red heart yarn anyway. I can't remember what the name of it is right now. I will link it to, I'll put it in the description box, all the yarns that I used. Well, not all of them, because I don't even remember what all of them are, but the variegated had some matching colors that went with it, and I used those as well. But and then I put a border around it, and the pockets, like I said, are reversible. It's just single crochet, and if I put it on the other way inside out by accident, I can just flip the pocket the other way and you won't know the difference. Who cares? Because the pocket is hidden inside. But if you put your hands in and you want your, like you can pull the pocket this way. And I made this to sit around the campfire. So I called it my campfire ruana. And I'm going to start a tutorial on it today. And I made the pockets big enough to fit my phone and my hand. And the really nice thing about this is, like, you can wear it and it stays on. You can walk around your house. You wear it like a robe. It just hangs on you. But when you want to get up, like if you're around the campfire and you don't, it's loose, it's hanging everywhere. You could sew up the sides and like really make it a cardigan if you wanted, but mine's stuck on the back of the chair here. That's an option for you. Then it's like really a big, huge sweater. I didn't do that. But anyway, because this way it's very reversible. It doesn't matter which way you put it on. You just turn the pockets to the side you want them to be in. But so I'm sitting in my chair at the campfire and I want to get up and get, a new beverage or whatever, go to the bathroom, and I don't want to walk this around the fire. I can just throw this over the chair, and when I come back, it'll stay there on the chair, and then when I come back, I can just grab the shoulders and put it back on. So it's very convenient that way, and it's very warm and cozy and cuddly, and I love it. And I've had a couple of people ask about having a tutorial for it or a written pattern. So I am going to do a tutorial today. I'm going to start it. I don't know when it'll be done because I am making a whole blanket. I'm not going to just do the swatch. I'm making the whole thing. And I'm using the red, the gray. The gray is going to be my base color again. Which really, now after I've gotten home, I thought I should have used the red as my base color, but I bought 2 of the gray because I would need the most of that. And the red, because the Ohio State Buckeyes, which is, the big college football team here in Ohio, their colors are scarlet and gray, so red and gray. And then they accent with their their logo and everything with white and black. I have white yarn, and they didn't have any in the Bernat, but I do have white yarn that I can throw in. So what I'm going to do for my, I'm going to do every other row is going to be gray, just like this, every other section of 3. So every other section is going to be gray, and then I'm going to alternate, I think red, gray, white, gray, red, gray, black, gray. I think that's how I'm going to work it. I kind of have to work out my color scheme, but I want more gray and red than I want black and white because the colors are basically gray and red, but I won't have enough red if I just do red and gray. And like I said, they do accent it in black, or maybe I'll go to Ollie's and buy another red. Maybe. Just to make sure that I have enough of the same red. So anyway, that's yet to be determined. As I work on the blanket, I'll determine that. But I know I'm going to need a lot of the gray. So, I had a really great time having lunch with Rosalie. We always have a good time when we meet up. If you don't know Rosalie, her channel is Yarn It Out, and you should check her out. She's really a sweet lady, and she's been crocheting a long time. She has a lot of tips and tricks. So I will link her in the description box below. Tell her, go over, visit her, tell her I sent you. And we will do lunch again because we like to do that. And she used to live in New York, and now we can do lunch a lot more because she's closer in town. She's not a 3-hour drive anymore. We would meet up an hour and a half away for each of us, but that's not the case now. She's just a half an hour away, and she's actually closer to my camper. So we might do some Hartville shopping together. I don't think she's ever been to the Hartville market. That could be a lot of fun for her. It's a lot of fun to go there. And I will take you guys there again this year. Opening season, for summer around here is Memorial Weekend. And the Hartville market is a zoo. Of course, I have to go and check it out. Maybe I'll do some video there. Particularly if they got anybody selling yarn or so, just some really cool stuff. They get like 1 million people in this little town for the flea market weekend of Memorial Day. Who would think? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for sticking around for the last hour, or half an hour, listening to me go on and on about my upcoming tutorial and my yarn ball, activity ball. That was a big project for me. So probably one of the hardest things I've made ever. Most tedious, most time consuming. So I'm really proud of how I finally got it to be a ball. I should have taken pictures of it when it wasn't a ball, just to show you. Oh, and at the end, I have 1 or 2 Amigurumi Wars pictures that I will throw in here at the end of the video. So stay tuned for those and keep them coming. You can email me pictures or you can put them on my Facebook group page. I will insert them at the end of videos from here until the end of the month. I will not be doing a whole month's worth at one time because I'm new to this editing thing. I just started actually editing videos in the last maybe 6 weeks. Everything else was just as it comes and goes. For the most part, if I screwed up, I started over. I don't want to do that anymore. But I'm not the greatest at editing. And when you have a huge amount of photos and names to put together, I struggle to make sure I have the right people with the right picture. So we're going to do little bits at a time, and hopefully that won't be as confusing for me, but yet everybody gets their makes displayed. So keep them coming. At the end of the month, we will have a winner as to who has the most points. I will link my beginning of the month Amigurumi Wars video in the description box below, so that if you want to get started or you just want a quick, easy, where do I find the patterns, they'll be linked. That video will be linked and the patterns are all listed there. Now, since the patterns were sent to me, there has been an issue with one of the paid for patterns. The little bunny with the heart on it, such a cute pattern, but that one is a paid for pattern. We have 2 paid for patterns that we do every month. That one is one of the paid for patterns that I picked out of the hat, and you can't purchase it. The purchase links are not working. I don't know why they're not working, but I've had it's been brought up to me a couple of times. I went to Anita from YOH Crochet, Yarn Over Hook. I went to her. I finally caught up with her yesterday, and she said, "Oh, do you know?" And I said, "Yeah, I needed to talk to you. I know that link isn't working. What's going on?" I mean, you can see it links to the pattern, but you can't purchase it. And so I said, I need to talk to you about that. What do I do? Because she's the one running the show. And she said, just let them pick any paid for pattern that they want. And they will just trust you that it really is a paid for pattern and that you made it this month. So any paid for pattern that you make this month is going to be good for Amazon Rewards for the second paid for pattern, since that one isn't working. So it's, you get to pick it. So yay. If there's been a pattern that you've been wanting to do, now's the time to do it. So that's going to be, that's our fix for it, is just do what you want. And then of course there's her patterns that are paid for. She has 4, and those are 3 points each. The other paid for pattern that's in, that I picked, and the one that you get to pick your own, the mystery paid for pattern that you pick yourself, those are worth 2 points. And then the patterns that are free or tutorials are 1 point for every one that you make. I think the 7 dwarfs was the other paid for pattern. So if you make all 7 dwarfs, that's 2 each. So that's kind of cool. And Lynn is doing that, and she's doing a great job. So if you're going to keep up, get on it. So that's what I got for you. I think I have a couple of dwarfs coming up in this video right here. So watch out for those. And I will see you guys in the next video. Wish me luck on my tutorial. And don't forget to stop in and see Rose. Bye.